same speed as the local traffic. That's one big concern, that people don't want to have the trains coming through 55 miles per hour through neighborhood streets. So they do try and go the same speed as the local traffic, but it does take a little bit longer coming in on the city streets versus the railroad corridor. Next slide, please. Looking at some of those other evaluation measures, here we look at the ridership. How do the three of those compare on ridership? Well, you can see that they're pretty good for a regional perspective. We knew we were going to have some challenges with this corridor, trying to get the numbers high enough, just based upon some of the results we had seen from an earlier study that the Metropolitan Council had done, looking at a variety of transfer lanes across the region. That study showed us that after the central corridor, you'll probably qualify for the southwest corridor and the Bottineau, they could potentially qualify, which we knew was going to be kind of a challenge to meet some of those federal targets. Those are kind of some of the ridership numbers. One of the things that is talked about is the user benefits. That's one of the things that the federal government looks at right now, as far as what are the user benefits associated with that. So you kind of see that these are the number of time savings in daily hours, and the various options, how they kind of correspond with that. The capital costs, you can see these are expensive projects. They kind of range from $879 million up to about $930. Operating and maintenance costs, those are fairly consistent, and these are real preliminary numbers yet. We haven't gotten the blessing of the Federal Transit Administration, but based upon the numbers, this is kind of where we're at regarding this cost effectiveness index. So this is the important thing that Commissioner Stingline mentioned earlier, as well as Representative Ellison mentioned, because it was the work of Representative Ellison that really got the attention of the FTA. They looked at changing this criteria, because prior to his involvement, the criteria that involved, this number right here didn't meet $30, the project doesn't move to the next phase. And if it doesn't meet $25, the project doesn't get built at all. So you can see from these options right here, based upon the previous criteria, this project probably wouldn't have qualified for federal funding. Now, the current administration in Washington is looking at things in a different perspective. They're saying, why are you just looking at these travel time savings and this cost effectiveness index? Because prior to this, this was really a pass-fail. You didn't meet that number. It didn't matter about your land use potential. It didn't matter about the environmental benefits. It didn't matter about some of the other positive aspects, not just the transportation, but they really heavily focused on these user benefits, and to the detriment of specifically a lot of areas like Minnesota. We're not Los Angeles. We're not New York City. We don't have the types of densities that these other major metropolitan cities do. And a lot of people felt that regions like ourselves, I mean, we're a fairly big region here, Minneapolis and St. Paul, and that we should qualify for some of this federal funding. And a lot of people thought this type of a measurement really discriminates against urban areas that are big enough to warrant the justification to justify a system like this, but aren't quite as big as some of the other East Coast and West Coast cities. If you go to the next slide here, Brent, we also wanted to look at, again, these are draft numbers. When I talked about kind of the three options that go up at the top, we also wanted to look at the numbers on the BD2. So this would be the Brooklyn Park and the Penn options. We knew there was a lot of interest based upon some of our feedback. We did go through. We do have some calculations on that. And the cost effectiveness, it's not a pass-fail any longer, but as of today, it's still there. And the overall project still needs to get a medium rating in order to really go forward and move forward into implementation. So we're really, go on to the next slide here. Because we're going to have some challenges ahead of us in order to get this thing done, but we're certainly looking forward to the future. It's kind of on the bubble right now, but we're trying to move forward and hope for additional changes. We hear a lot of good things coming out of Washington right now, and it seems a lot of common sense type of stuff. Why wouldn't you consider all of the benefits? Why would you just focus on one specific thing? And if you don't meet that criteria, you don't get funding. So we're hearing a lot of good things coming out of Washington. Unfortunately, there's a bureaucratic process that they have to go through in order to kind of change some of these federal rules. That may take up to a year to really find out what are the new rules going to be. We're certainly taking a step in the right direction. Everything that we're hearing at the federal level seems to suggest that things are going to be heading in a positive way. We don't know what it means as far as how does this project rate against other projects across the country, and can it get the specific funding. But we're moving forward with that regional vision, central corridors moving forward, and we're not going to sit back and wait on this project. One of the things that we do know is the longer we wait, the more expensive it's going to get. On a major project like this, when you're talking about a price tag of $800 or $900 million, 1 year of inflation might be $20 to $40 million. That's a heck of a lot of money. You just, a couple years of delay might mean the difference of a project getting built or a project not getting built. And thanks to Congressman Ellison, he's got us some of the funding to move forward with our next phase of analysis. We're going to seek some additional help from him. We're also going to seek some help over at the state legislature to try and move forward with the environmental stuff. And when I talked about some of those specific maps that we looked about earlier, there's some challenges associated with those. And specifically, we have a lot of comments at our public meetings regarding this D1 and D2 going through the railroad corridor or coming down West Broadway and Kennedy. That's really where we have a lot of the comments from. And what we're doing right now is doing a more detailed investigation of them. We're going to be putting together some better materials. You saw some of the maps that I showed today. These are really high-level maps, from like 50,000 feet looking down. People want to know the details of where exactly is this going to run down the street, and what streets are you talking about that are going to be impacted. And those are the things that we're going to try and develop some better materials to come up with now that we've got a much smaller range of options, and try and generate better materials and try and come out and explain to people, this is what we really mean when we're talking about running light rail down West Broadway and Penn. I'm sure you've read a lot in the paper regarding the central corridor, some of the issues and the concerns that are brought up there. People are concerned about parking. Businesses are concerned about losing parking. People are concerned about losing access. People like the idea of having access to the system. There's a lot of trade-offs associated with the benefits and the impact. And that's what our job is to do, is to try and accurately, as best we can, try to describe to people, this is what it really means if we're talking about LRT along this alignment or LRT along this alignment. When we talk about some of the specific issues that we heard regarding those public meetings, we heard about transit service characteristics. People had a desire, no matter where it is, we've got to have good bus connections to get people to the lines. That was a common theme that we heard. There were concerns about noise and vibration. If you look at Penn Avenue and even West Broadway, these aren't very wide streets. These are not as wide as University Avenue over in St. Paul. There were some concerns about the proximity of that and what does that mean and some of the potential impacts. We're going to try and get some more specifics of that regarding the D1 option. People had some questions of where exactly is that going to run? Is that going to be running in my backyard? And this is where we talk about zooming in on some of those better maps and trying to better show people where exactly does some of that stuff mean. The transportation system impacts. What are some of the big things that we look at as far as the impacts? For example, on Penn Avenue, we're talking about removing the parking that exists on Penn Avenue today, turning it from a two-way street into a one-way street. So there will only be one lane heading southbound, and the LRT would be operating more on the eastern side of it. So that's going to change some traffic patterns. So people are asking, where is the northbound traffic going to go? If you're going to remove that, the northbound traffic is going to have to go on another street. And these get into some of the issues that we're going to investigate further, come back out, present some proposals, get some more feedback, go back, work on this some more. But we're kind of getting into more level of engagement as we get into some of these more specific details. We get into these a fewer range of options. We've got to study it in greater detail, get more details out to the people, get more feedback back in, and try and make some decisions in the next phase of the study as far as what are we trying to move forward with, to try and we'll qualify for the federal funding, advance to the next level, and try to do this as quickly as we can. We want to do it quick because we know of these inflationary effects, but we also want to have informed decisions being made. So people need to know what's going on. We need to get the feedback that's necessary before we do move on to the next steps. We also heard a little bit about economic development and the potential relationship to the transit. That was something that people wanted to know about as well when we look at the range of alternatives. Regarding the federal funding, I think I mentioned that earlier, Congressman Ellison has gotten us some funding. We're seeking $1.5 million from the state. We're also going to seek some additional federal money as well, but we are moving forward with the environmental phase in 2010. And major website update, we're going to have a lot of the study information. I went through a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time. We've got a lot of requests from folks. Can you hit the next slide there, Brent? Right down here, there's 3 W's there, www.bottransit.org. Or if you go on the Hennepin County Regional Rail Authority website, we also have links to it there. We've got the comments cards here as well. You can give us the comment cards. You can mail them in via the website. You can submit comments. We still got a lot of work to do here. Appreciate all you coming out tonight. In order to get this built, it's going to take a lot of people with a lot of enthusiasm to make these things happen. These things don't happen, and it's going to take a lot of people behind this to make it happen.